Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Carmel Valley Community Chapel, and a specially warm welcome for all our mothers on this happy Mother's Day. I want to thank Jody Parsons for being our liturgist this morning, Rich Cheatham for being our audio-visual tech guy, Wayne Clark for doing everything all the time, and, of course, Holly Thompson, our deacon to the diaspora. At this point in the service, I invite all who are able to please stand and join responsively in the call to worship printed in the bulletin.
Let us love one another, for love is from God, and everyone who loves is born of God.
Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. No one has ever seen God. If we love one another, God lives in us. God is love, and those who abide in love abide in God, and God abides in them.
There is no fear in love, for perfect love casts out fear.
Beloved, let us love one another. And let us join together in singing our opening hymn, number 165, in the hymnal, Come My Way, My Truth, My Life.
164, it says in the bulletin.
164. Come my way, my truth, my life. At this point in the service, I invite us all to join together in a few moments of silent prayer and meditation. I invite you to take this time to center your hearts, your minds, your bodies, and your spirits into this here and now that we are creating together. Let us join together in silent meditation. Our reading this morning is from the Gospel of John. It's a part of a section called Jesus' Farewell Discourse. Presumably, this was Jesus' final teachings, final words to his students, followers, just before his arrest and crucifixion. But these words were actually scripted for Jesus by the Johannine community long after Jesus had died. So let's take a listen to what is really the theology about Jesus according to the Johannine community.
A reading from John chapter 14, verses 15 through 21. If you love me, you will guard and carry out my commands. And I'll ask the Father and Mother of us all, and you will be given another advocate, who will be with you for all time, as the life breath of truth, which the world isn't able to take in, because it didn't see it or recognize it. You recognize it because it lives with you and will be in you. I won't leave you all orphaned. I'm coming to you. A little longer, and the world won't see me anymore, but you'll see me because I live and you will live. On that day, you will know that I am in my Father and Mother, and you are in me, and I am in you. Whoever possesses my commands and guards them, that's the one who loves me. And those who love me will be loved by God, and I'll love them and reveal myself clearly to them. Here ends the reading.
Let us join together in singing the hymn, Where Charity and Love Prevail. It is the bulletin insert this morning. And this hymn is very much just a simple chant. I'll play it through for you so you can hear it. Where charity and love prevail, there God is ever found, brought here together by Christ's love. By love are we thus bound. I think it's really important to consider the context in which this gospel, the Gospel of John, comes from. The authors of the Gospel of John, and I use the plural intentionally, The authors of John's Gospel are referred to by scholars as the Johannine community because it shows all the hallmarks of multiple sources and multiple authors over a period of time. Now, the Johannine community, we believe, had a very tumultuous history. The end of the first century and the beginning of the second. The text we heard today may seem like it was about Jesus' death, not long after he had died, and their loss at not having him. But their loss happened again and again in their history. Some time after Jesus' death, it may have been a few decades, they had become so at odds with the synagogue that was their home, their spiritual home, that they eventually either left of their own volition or they were forced out of the synagogue. We don't know exactly. And after that loss, they went through a time of transition, developing some very creative, innovative ideas about who Jesus was and how it was that they felt he was still with them, even 70 or more years after the death of Jesus, which is when we think sometime late first century or early second century, the Gospel of John as we have it today coalesced and came to be. In today's reading, they have transitioned from the historical Jesus to the spiritual presence of Jesus, vis-a-vis a supportive advocate that continues to empower them to love the world and to love one another. In this gospel, we witness the renewing power of the community to create a new and hopeful reality in challenging times. Doesn't that sound like something we need today? And this hope and challenge is woven throughout the Gospel of John. Early in John's Gospel, Jesus has a remarkable conversation with a Samaritan woman. It's the longest conversation in John's Gospel that Jesus has with anybody. And the dialogue between them feels almost rabbinical. And through their interaction, boundaries are broken open as the water of life flows all around them. It is a moment of revelation. They both are able to see one another with new eyes through a fearless engagement in the prejudices and social barriers that would have denied them communion with one another. This theme also gets echoed later in John's Gospel in a conversation between Jesus and Mary Magdalene that may also have involved a woman named Martha that is under contention at the moment. And this is the story about the death of Lazarus that I'm referring to. This conversation that Jesus has with Mary Magdalene also drives home the challenges of their own prejudices and predetermined categories that get in the way of the radical fullness of grace that Jesus embodied in a narrative that crosses the bridge between the intimate and the cosmic, the living and the dead. It's a marvelous thread that's woven through this gospel. And later, getting closer to the end of Jesus' life, the last dinner he had with his students, there is no breaking of the bread and sharing of the cup in John. Instead, Jesus takes on the role of a servant and washes their feet. And he tells them that this is an example for them, that they are to follow this example. If you really want to be great, be the least of all. Be the servant of all. And I almost hear echoes from the other Gospels of Jesus saying, although he doesn't literally say this in John, do this in remembrance of me. And then we get to John 14, our reading for today. And how prominent and interesting it is that the call to right action and right relationship takes center stage. Jesus say, if you love me, follow my commandment. And he's referring to the love commandment, to love one another just as he has loved. Throughout the Gospel of John, the Johannine community is affirming that people are part of God when they love. And even 7 or more decades after Jesus died, they still feel Jesus within them as the call to serve, to love one another, and to love the world. There is this intangible connectedness with the divine that's throughout this gospel. A union that continually renews itself through loving acts and right relationship with one another. I can't help but hear a commonality between the Gospel of John and the poetry of Rumi. Both sources share a mystic sense of union with the divine. A portion of a Rumi poem, it's titled "The Blast of That Trumpet." This translation by Jonathan Starr goes like this. Remember me. I am the pure presence within your heart, with you during joy and celebration, suffering and despair. It's a day of renewal when every person walks boldly on the path of love. Close your lips and shine on the world like loving sunlight. This is a season of renewal. It is not only in Rumi, in the Gospel of John, it is in the springtime we experience every year, and it is in the call to be a community of love and justice and peace in the world. And we are and must be a people continually renewing ourselves in the call to love and serve.
Let us follow the command to love, and with charity and mercy, let us give generously. Let us join together in the blessing of our gifts printed in the bulletin. O God, through the offering of these gifts, may we become a more open people, open-minded in hearing your word and wisdom, open-hearted in healing a broken world, open-handed in heeding your call for charity and enacted love. With thanks for all good gifts, we present a portion of our substance and the whole of ourselves. Amen.
Please be seated. This is a time in our service for sharing of our joys and our concerns. If there's anything anyone would like to share, get my attention. I'll bring the microphone to you. And if there's any way in which we can respond in solidarity, give us an indication, something we can repeat together like, blessed be, thanks be to God, or God, hear our prayers. I have one prayer request this morning, and that is for Dan Riley. He is going to be going into the hospital today. Maybe he's already doing that for a procedure to help with some water that's around his heart and is causing problems. So let's keep Dan Riley and Judy in our thoughts and prayers. God, hear our prayers. Is there anything folks have to share today? Vicki? I need to keep looking over here.
Oh, I just wanted to say I am so grateful to be a mom. I love being a mom and a grandma. There's just nothing like it. And I'm just so blessed that I have 3 kids that are doing well.
Yes. Doing very well.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. And thanks be to mothers and motherhood. Sonia.
I wanted to say how I appreciated your meditation music. It was something that I feel we've probably been missing because of it was a bridge from the traditional to something very current and very beautiful. And I wanted to thank you for your composition.
Thank you, Sonia. If there's nothing else folks have to share at this time? Okay. Sorry.
I thank you that I agree with that about the music, and I sometimes think of Rick as God's house orchestra. Thank you for your message and also for your biblical scholarship. Made me wonder about the Joannans and who they were, and there are so many parallels, I think, in history to the present. And so those words, the reading and your words are very interesting and uplifting and strengthening. So appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Christy. Thanks be to God. There's nothing else that folks wish to share at this time. Let us join together in a few moments of silent prayer, and I'll invite us all to join together in this new paraphrased version of the prayer of Jesus that's printed in the bulletin. Let us join together now in silent prayer. gracious Spirit. We are so grateful for your presence within us today. We are grateful for the many faces of the divine that we see in our world. And especially today for the feminine faces of God, for mothers, sisters, daughters. We thank you for the many ways in which you strengthen and nurture, teach, and cajole as we slowly, gradually learn to love a little more generously every day. Hear us now as we say this new version of that ancient prayer that our brother Jesus taught us to pray, saying, Great Spirit, loving parent and source of all, in you we find heaven and holiness and hope for our world's renewal. May we today have food to eat, forgiveness to share, and justice for all creation. May we have strength in times of trial and oppression, loss and sadness. For it is in loving that we most fully know you and your power and your glory forever. Amen. So at this point, I think you know what's going to happen, ladies. I'm going to invite you to pick a rose as a Mother's Day gift from the chapel. Let's see if I can do this without breaking anything. You're welcome. Yeah. You may have to work for it. This is from Audrey and Jimmy. Pick your favorite one. All right. Susan, you're welcome. Elise, happy Mother's Day. All right, for all our mothers, happy Mother's Day. Just a couple announcements. This week on Tuesday afternoon, a link will go out to a pre-recorded meditation service. You can view it at any time during the week. And on Thursday at 1:30, we have our Theology on Thursday meeting via Zoom. The link will go out in the morning for that. Are there any other announcements that folks have to make? All right then. I thought with this being Mother's Day, it just had to end with the hymn, The Gift of Love. It's number 408 in the hymnal. I invite all who are able to stand and join in singing. Go forth this day in peace. May the light of loving kindness shine within you, lighting your way through any darkness, warming your heart beyond any numbness. May all your weakness be woven into compassion. May all your challenges erupt into opportunities to love. Go forth this day in peace. Amen. Sweet boy.